All right, let's go. Ayo, we're three hot guys sharing our opinions because we're special and different. Gold medals, we're winning. Can't help it if we're burdened by our intellect. You can play checkers while we pretend we know the rules to chess. The council has spoken, and we are the chosen. Your nose is broken because I broke it.
Sucks.
And welcome back to the inaugural episode of the 2025 season of Will of the Council. We've got Jordan in the booth.
For Auld Lang Syne.
We've got Danny, who is sitting atop the now defunct Holiday Ball in New York's Times Square.
Well, my career as a rapper is not good, but check out this new song I wrote. You're a sunflower.
You're a sunflower.
We have Becky on the ones and twos. Okay, so we're talking about something very specific today. This one may not scan for those of you at home, but I want to talk about something that happened. So me and Danny were in the same place at the same time for this New Year's that just happened so that we could kiss each other when the New Year rang in.
Wrong.
And we watched a little bit of Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve, which is now Dickless and Clarkless. It's got Ryan Seacrest on there. He's like 50. He looks exactly the same as he did when he was like 20.
Good.
He's to talk about Dick Clark. I'd dick him up Clark style. But afterwards we switched to the Central Time ball dropping, and there was like a Nashville ball drop, like country music themed sort of New Year's Eve show, right?
Right.
And the whole time we were doing this, we were watching the people on Dick Clark's, and it was like singers we'd never heard of. We were like, where are the big names? Where's Jelly Roll? We switched to the Nashville one. There's Jelly Roll. Frame one, they're like, here's Jelly Roll. And then they proceeded to, I would say probably 9 in a row, singer after singer after singer after singer in these country-themed New Year's Rockin' Eve shows was a fat white boy with a beard, face tats, and a little bit of soul.
This archetype of guy that is like
there were like 100 of them. I was like, Jelly Roll is just ripping off Post Malone, right? And I was like, no, both of them are cogs in a machine that has been spinning since before our creation. Like a divine God-created machination that we could not fathom, that just spits out from like a 3D printer these fat white boys with face tats and a little bit of soul.
I can't. Man, I have this sort of animosity towards this like archetype of guy, or this genre, this motif that is happening in the music industry right now, where it's like, oh, we used to rap and do hip hop, you know, but now we're doing country. It's like, man, Post Malone's do it.
There's a ton of them. Jelly Roll, also a failed rapper, who were rappers, and then we're like, you know what? What if we did, instead of doing rap, let's do country music? And then they kept their catalog. But like, you have Post Malone doing Sunflower, but instead of pretending to be a black guy, he's pretending to be like Toby Keith, and there's like a violin solo in Sunflower. Yes. It's crazy.
I don't know, man. It just frustrates me how a lot of like hip hop and pop artists are now just like, no, it's time to do country. Like Post Malone, you mentioned the whole failed rapper thing, and that's right. I agree with you. But like Post Malone is not a failed hip hop artist. He's one of the most popular of all time.
Yeah.
Why
that's
do the
crazy
country
part.
thing? Beyonce, same shit. Why is Beyonce doing the fucking country move? Like,
well, she was like, I'm sick of country being dominated by fat white boys with face tats and a little bit of soul. It's time for a strong woman to become a country artist. She did a reverse Taylor Swift.
Just, I don't know.
I mean, like, I think Post Malone's was just like, he's always loved country, which like makes sense. I mean, you know,
lying. No one has always loved country.
I agree.
I don't know. I maybe.
I don't buy it for a second.
I just don't, man. Like, I don't know. This is such a weird thing because I don't want to sound like my old middle school self where it's like, I like all music except rap and country. But because like, no, I actually like rap music. But like, I've never loved country, never been a big fan of it. I understand the appeal in terms of it being like getting drunk on the pontoon kind of music. But outside of that, I just don't see the appeal. And I hate how so many popular artists are just gravitating to it now. It's like a weird personal animosity I have inside me right now.
We watched, I think, in order: Jelly Roll, Big and Rich,
Yes.
Luke Bryan, Luke Combs,
these are all-
Post Malone,
Post Malone.
Chris Stapleton, and then Jelly Roll come back for an encore.
God.
We were like, okay, Luke Bryan is a little more clean cut than the rest of them, maybe,
Yeah.
but like I can't tell these guys apart. Chris Stapleton has like that hat that like the hat looks different than other people's hats, but otherwise is completely interchangeable. And the saddest part was the last Jelly Roll song. He sang Toby Keith's "Should Have Been a Cowboy," right? Wonderful song.
Yeah.
One of the very few country songs I tolerate. And it really drove home. It's like, man, they ain't making them like they used to. He was struggling. It was not coming out of him.
That was the crazy part because we were watching and we made as a joke, like, haha, what if they did Jelly Roll again? And then they said,
Here he comes.
Jelly Roll
Roll
again.
him
and
back out.
And we screamed.
Jelly Roll him back
because
out.
we were like, there's no way they took us at face value.
Oh my God. Oh no. It was great. They kept panning back to the audience and like, I hate to be like this, all white women. It was all white
yeah,
women.
dude.
I couldn't see any color other than white, but I see no color. So, you know.
They had Shabuzi on the special and we were like, oh, well, there's a black guy. We got one black guy total.
On stage.
And then at the end, they were just bringing out all the guys they had and they were like, Bert Kreischer's here. And I was like, why is Bert Kreischer here? What the hell is he doing here? Shouldn't he be like anywhere else?
It was such a strange ceremony. Oh yeah, they also didn't drop a ball. They dropped
a big musical note.
which was, I was like, I guess that's kind of cute, but where ball?
Yeah,
I felt like a
that's
doll.
the
Yeah.
whole point. The whole point is the ball.
visual of a note coming down, you know, when it hits the thing, it doesn't like it's not very beautiful. It looks like a fucking Guitar Hero coming down the fretboard.
Gotta hit that note. Oh, they missed it.
2 seconds before it hit the actual apex of the, you know what, I'm moving on. This is not going to work. No, I didn't like it very much at all. And I will say it did really drive home that all musical genres are becoming the same genre.
Yep.
It's like how
yes.
Really?
how rap sort of like became pop and like R&B became pop and now country has become pop and pop isn't even pop anymore. It's this weird, disgusting melange of all sounds at the same time.
Huh.
You've got people being like, Sabrina Carpenter's new album is the greatest rock album of the last 20 years. And I'm like, this is rock now? Everything's
Okay, I've not
everything's
heard
the
that.
same thing.
I have not heard
Everything is the same thing. Well, because no one is making music that sounds like anything other than what they're making.
that. I guess that's fair.
None of the large people, I guess I would
Yeah.
say. Like the Beyonce Goes Country shit was like, oh my God, this is like a huge departure. And then you listen to it and you're like, oh, well, this is just mostly a Beyonce song.
Yeah.
This is like 70-80% just a Beyonce song.
I think like out of the music industry, some of the things lately that have impressed me are like the Miley Cyrus rock album. That was pretty cool. I can't remember what it was. It's supposed to be inspired by like Joan Jett, you know. I can't remember the name of the album, but that album was pretty good. There's been some good music out there lately, I guess, but so much of popular music is just, man, I don't know.
Plastic Hearts? Is that the one?
Plastic Hearts, that's it. Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
got
the name
you.
of it. Yeah. God, that album is good.
I hate to be like an old man yelling at clouds, but
Yeah.
I think it's just moving past us, man.
I think so, too.
Don't say that.
I bet all these kids, if we have any Gen Alphas, any Zoomers, God forbid any betas in the audience,
Betas.
can you tell us that you can, at a glance, tell the difference between Luke Combs, Post Malone, Chris Stapleton, and Jelly Roll? Gun to your head. I'm going to put all four in a lineup. You got to tell me which soulful white boy with a beard and face tats is which one. And if you fail, then you got to join them. We're tatting you up. We're getting you whatever the reverse of Ozempic is, and we're getting you out there. And let's just say you better feel yourself a little bit.
It's a no Zempic.
Shut up. It's like macaroni and cheese through like an IV tube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I could go for that. That sounds fucking
great,
good.
dude.
Right into my veins. And the thing is, if the noodle is wide enough, it also has all these health benefits because it'll make your capillaries like way
that's
less
true,
crowded.
yeah.
You know? It's like a stint in your heart, but in your arteries and, you know, nacho cheese
Did we
flavored.
just invent low blood pressure mac and cheese? Is that what we're doing right now?
Oh my God. I'm just on Jelly Roll's Wikipedia page right now. And I'm loving this. Here's what we got. Studio albums. Sobriety Sucks. Addiction Kills. Whiskey Sessions 2. Self-Medicated. Ballads of the Broken. and beautifully broken. Damn, the Jelly Roll's got a lot going on.
Yeah, dude,
I
are
thought
you
there
all
would be,
right,
like-
man?
I assumed for an artist named Jelly Roll, he would be like, this one's about having fun and being jolly. He's like, I just want to fucking end it all. The album.
Isn't Jelly Roll the guy that did the song for Sonic 3? Is that?
No.
Yes, that's
What?
him. Yep, that's him.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not crazy shocking considering they
It's
had
called
like
Run It.
they had
Yeah.
like Kid Cudi for the Sonic 1, which was insane to me.
Yeah, his career's gone only fast since then, you know?
I still haven't seen any of
Oh,
the Sonic
man.
movies yet. Have either of you? Are they good?
Yeah, we've seen the
they're
first
cute.
two. The first two are, I would say, unquestionably movies for babies. They're like
Right.
good, but they are movies for children.
Yeah.
I've heard the third one is a shot-for-shot remake of the story of Sonic Adventure Battle 2,
Oh, let's go. I gotta watch this.
which rocks that they would do that. But other than that, who knows?
Did you
I'm
see the
excited.
tweet? There was a post on, it was like the day of the Sonic 3 release in theaters, and there was a sign put up right outside the theater that was like, please don't cheer during the scene of the kid
Where
that
they shoot the
died."
kid? Spoilers.
Spoilers for a
Oh,
game
man.
made in like 2006.
Have you seen the post-credits, by the way?
No, don't spoil that. I want to watch.
You're familiar with Sonic 06, right?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
So at the post-credit scene, Silver comes out of a portal and they go, Silver, wait a minute. You've got a bit of a beard and face tats. And Silver goes,
Shut up!
I'm here from the soul dimension. And then he sings a beautiful ballad by Jelly Roll.
It's so dumb.
Just imagining Silver the Hedgehog being like, I got these whiskey glasses.
Yeah, dude. That would fuck it up.
I love that one.
I think that I should call her, but it's no use. Wait, it writes
She could
itself.
never
Wait,
love
we
a
got it. Holy
hedgehog
shit.
like me.
Yeah, we're actually cooking. Hold up. Call
God,
us
I can't
Sega.
stand the four of you. All right. Four of you. What is
Four
wrong
of
with
you.
Whoa.
Throwing Rebecca under the bus. She hasn't done shit
Yeah.
yet.
You've created two copies of us.
I
and just
did.
like,
I
oh, there-
did.
I
It's like
hear
you're
four
rattling
voices.
around in my brain.
It's like what Picard and the Five Lights, except we're brainwashing you with the worst riffs of all time.
Awful. Oh.
Okay, all right. And I have to say, right before I was rescued, there were 5 soulful white boys with beards. Let's get some soulful white Reddit
I
posts
need people
going. You
to
ready?
draw the three of us as soulful white boys with face
No.
tats and beard.
I hate begging for fan art, but can we please get some fan art of the three of us as soulful white boys with cowboy hats and face tattoos and beards, and we're all real fat?
I'd pay so much for that.
All right.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, this first one, these are all sent to us, comes from Best of Redditor Updates. It's 12 days old. Original post is from December 12th, 2024, 12 days of Christmas type shit. Okay.
Wow, this post was made last year. Okay, I'm done.
Shut up. Oh.
How do I, 25F, repair my relationship with my boyfriend, 25M, and his family after what I suggested to his sister, 19F? What do you suggest?
Okay.
Go jump off a bridge, bitch.
Was that mean?
So I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, who we'll call G, oh Jesus Christ, for about 2 years. He has 3 younger siblings, M, A, and T. I'm not doing this. Okay. So I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend, who we'll call Greg, for about 2 years. He has 3 younger siblings, Matt, Amy, and Tails. There we go.
Oh.
All of them are still in college, and they still live at home with their mom, 55F, and their dad, 55M, while my boyfriend and I rent an apartment. This summer, they will be celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary in France, where they had their wedding. They plan on getting first-class tickets, a high-end hotel, etc. Cute.
Cute.
One night, Greg and I were supposed to have dinner with his family. While we were at their house, Tails mentioned how excited she was for this summer and all the things they plan to do in France. As this is an anniversary trip for her parents, I suggested to Tails she could do her parents a solid and maybe stay back home and out of their hair to give their parents time away from their kids this summer. Or she could pay her own way so her parents could save money. Tails asked me why she'd give up a trip to France, and I told her, well, it would be a nice gesture for her parents' anniversary. I kept telling her how nice it would be and how her parents would thank her for giving them space. At some point, Matt interrupted and said stop meddling in our family affairs, that I was overstepping, and to either apologize for pressuring Tails or to leave the house. I told him I didn't mean to make anyone upset, but when their dad came into the room and asked them what was wrong, they told him everything. He then asked me to leave his house and said I probably shouldn't come back anytime soon because I was overstepping, and he found it rude that I was making up a problem and pressuring Tails to solve it. Me and Greg went back to our apartment and we haven't been speaking. Where do I go from here? Edit for more info. The others are invited, but they are older, so they can just go do their own thing. I'm not obsessed with the financial situation. I just think it's important that Tails starts making money on her own so she can value it more. She's used to getting her hair, nails, and sometimes makeup done and paid for. Not to mention, she buys a lot of products for hair and sanitary products. It'll hit her hard how much this stuff costs when she's older. Why not start learning it now?
This is so
Weird.
This is weird. I'm like,
Right?
I have like question marks popping up over my head. Like I'm in a fucking comic book. Like what the, why is this such a big deal?
Okay, it's weird because the sentence and the perspective is framed like, I said, maybe you should consider staying home in order to give your parents space. Like that was a reasonable thing to suggest. Like she was like, oh, right, well, you should probably give them some space. Like she has already intuited that the daughter is being like an imposition and that it would be better if she stayed home. And then she's like, and then I spent all this time trying to convince her, and I kept telling her how nice she would be and how her parents would thank her. And I'm like, well, this would make sense if like you were saying something normal. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. This is an insane ask, right?
Well, wait a second. Well, hold on a second. Because, okay, hold on. I'm really struggling because she's like suggesting that, is it just the one sibling that's going on the trip to France?
They are all going on the trip, but she's like, the one sibling is younger than the other two. So the two older ones will go off on their own, and she expects the 19-year-old will stay with the mom and dad, which will mean the mom and dad don't get alone time. But why would you think that?
Yeah, okay. That makes sense to me. I'm rereading it now, and I do understand what you're talking about. Because that is so... Why would you assume that? First of all, this person is 19. Like, yeah, 19-year-olds are still kids, but that's like a stage of adulthood as a 19-year-old where you like go off on your own and do fun things and experience another country. Like, you know, I don't know. That's just a very bizarre thing to suggest. It is actually coming off as quite rude. I didn't understand how it could be perceived as rude because I didn't understand that the entire family would be going. But yeah, it is weird to be like, okay, we're all going to go and you're going to be a burden, so you should stay home. That's very bizarre.
Yeah, I feel like now I completely understand what happened here. And the person who posted this literally made up a guy, right? Like they made up a person.
I was like, I think the parents are like, God, money's so tight, but we don't want to slight our daughter and bring her on this trip that we can't afford and she would be a burden at. And the parents are like, no, we don't feel like that at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, this is not a problem that exists. I agree with the dad, right? The dad comes into the room and is like, you got to go. Like, that was really rude of you to like create this problem and stress my children out about a thing that they don't have to do or worry about, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think like for me, it's just like, that's not my problem. If the family has an issue and they're like, okay, we can't bring the kids, that's their own familial problems to figure out. Unless my boyfriend asks me like, what do you think? Like, should I, do the advice? Why are like, I'm reading this correctly, right? The girlfriend of the boyfriend's family is telling them like, you should stay home to not burden the parents, right?
Yes, that's
correct.
What's
Jesus Christ, that's weird. Don't do that.
It's just,
right?
how would you, I don't know. Where is she getting this assumption from is the other thing too, right?
Like there's no context as to why you would say these things. Like maybe if I had more info and the original poster was like, well, all the time they always complain about money or this, that, the other. My boyfriend always complains about this, that. And so I don't know. I took the step. That would make more sense. But none of that is here. Strange.
Clearly these parents have made it a point to invite their whole family, right? Why?
Yes.
I would never even assume this. Like how does this person even get here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe like she, as in the poster, grew up in a family situation where her parents like wanted some alone time and didn't get as much as they wanted. So the assumption is that the youngest child would be getting in the way of their 30th anniversary, even though the child was invited. I truly don't get it. I'm a little baffled here.
This is like the only scenario where I can imagine this happening is like she was raised by evil people. Like the person who made the recommendation was raised by like Gollum and like Saruman.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, everyone's family works like this. You You have to spend most of your time gazing at the precious, and you can't tolerate the failure of insignificant races. And then she says that around like a normal family, and they're like, what's your problem? Like, no.
What?
Almost every step of this is like she just makes the wrong decision over and over again. It's like, so the parents are having a honeymoon trip, right? And they are bringing all of their kids along, all right?
Right.
She goes, should I be happy for them or should I get involved? Picks get involved, right? Okay,
Yeah, right.
she says, okay, I have now become involved in this thing. What am I going to do? I'm going to recommend that one of them not go. It's like, oh, so you're going to recommend none of the kids go, so it's an anniversary trip. No. The other two will be doing their own thing, despite them all being about the same age. Like, she's like, this 19-year-old is going to require round-the-clock
Yeah, I know. That's
supervision, but the 21-year-old can do whatever he wants, right? Like, it's completely different. Okay, wrong choice. Also wrong choice. Won't the kids just hang out with each other if the parents want alone time? Like, I don't know. They're all pretty close, right? Like, that's the impression I get.
Or even simpler than that, if they didn't want them to go, they would
Why would they invite them, right?
They would just say, you can't come. This is an anniversary for us.
So she's like, you need to not go. And then she's like, oh, I need to think up a second reason. She's like, because of the money. No one has mentioned money. Like, now you're making the implication that, like, oh, they're poor. They'll be like, oh, thanks for getting this burden off our hands. It's like, when it comes to spending money on something, like, this is something that you would want to spend money on, being in fun places with your family, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, no, you need to save that for stuff that really matters. It's like, for all you know, they have everything else covered. And then she makes another wrong decision in, like, someone is like, hey, back off this. I don't know where this is coming from, but it's strange and you're weirding everybody out. And she's like, well, I'm just going to keep going at it. I'm going to keep going at it and see if I can't wear her down a little bit. And then
I kept trying to tell her how nice it would be.
And then at the end, she's like, listen, like, this girl needs to learn that money doesn't grow on trees. She's spending all this money on frivolities like sanitary pads.
Like,
oh, sorry, this girl gets her period. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
I was going to say sanitary items, but not to be Mr. Feminist, but getting your hair and nails done. I'm so sorry. Like, that's like part of the problem with being a woman is that you kind of need to kind of get ready and like look nice, feel nice because of the patriarchy, etc. Not to get into like the politics of that, but just, you know, that's very normal to me. Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that like many kind of women do, not because they're like frivolously spending money or, you know, spending it because they just like, oh, I have so much money. I'm just going to spend it on my hair and nails. A thing like
80% of women do.
Right. Like, so
you know,
I'm
if
sorry,
you go to
like,
r/frugal, you could get a ton of shampoo out of discarded clamshell packaging.
If I go to r/frugal, I actually found a hobo who will do my hair and nails for free to practice.
No, it's crazy. And then the final mistake she makes is she's like, this young kid, 19, by the way, it's not like this person is like 20 years her senior. She's 25. A 19-year-old and a 25-year-old have pretty similar understandings of the world. But she's like, this child needs a wake-up call about money. It's like, how do you know she does?
Yes.
Does she?
Yes.
I feel like she may already, like, at best, it's projecting. But at worst, it's like, you're not her fucking mother.
You're not her
Like,
mom.
what's going on here?
But that's the key of this. You're not her mom. Stop. Who cares?
I've defined the through line here. I figured this out. I think this comes
Are we going to
from a place
engage in
of-
some creative reading?
Thank you, Joseph. That is exactly the term for this. I'm engaging in some creative reading right now because the way I'm creatively reading this is that this poster, because, and I just caught this, the sentence that I didn't focus on enough when you were reading through it was, they plan on getting first class tickets, a high-end hotel, etc. Okay. Now these letters are shining so bright at me because this poster is jealous. This family can afford a trip to France.
Oh, I agree.
Yep, this family can afford a trip to France. They get first class plane tickets, high-end hotels. She is extrapolating off of that this young 19-year-old woman is spending everything in frivolities and doesn't understand money because her parents are clearly well off, right? At least well enough off to treat themselves on this trip. So there is a lot of assumptions being made here by the poster, which is why I'm sort of gathering that she's jealous of their financial situation, that they're able to do this in the first place.
It's very possible. I see it. Absolutely. It could totally be it. Doing a little reading.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
I think there are a lot of people who grow up with just a totally misplaced understanding of like money. And
Yeah.
I think that frugal is a perfect example of this. You know, it's not like I grew up with a shitload of money as a Rothschild. You would expect that I did. But we were very middle. We were like, you know, what's the Simpsons quote? Welcome to the upper lower middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, when you make big purchases, you don't have to like apologize for every awful thing that you've done.
Yeah.
I think that some families use money as a way to make their kids feel an ever permeating sense of guilt about their continued existence. Like, you can kind of see dripping off the words this person is saying to this sister, she has lived a life where she has been made to apologize for, you know, wanting to go on trips, and then they have to feed her when they go to McDonald's at a rest stop, getting her hair and nails done. Don't you know how much that costs the family? And now is trying to avoid the sister from the embarrassment of having to have this conversation with her family. I bet this thing where like she elects not to go on the trip is something it was expected of the poster, like a bunch. And that sucks. I feel bad for her situation, but you don't need to drag other people into your personal hell.
Right.
Like, you have to recognize that other family dynamics exist, and you don't get to just poke your nose into everybody's family and be like, no, this isn't how it worked in my house. Let me tell you what you should be doing, to a girl who is maybe a half decade younger than you.
Yeah.
I don't know how she repairs her relationship with her boyfriend. I think she has to apologize to the family and be like, I'm sorry, I was way overstepping.
Yep.
My bad. You know, it comes from a place of like, I just had a different conception of money growing up, and I appreciate you're doing this thing for your family. This like grand gesture for your family and your marriage, you know?
Yeah, honestly, it's really just an apologies of intrusions. Just you be like, I intruded in a scenario. You're right. I did make up something.
They'll be fine with it. You're young, you know?
Yeah. Like whatever. You just be like, it's okay. Like I understand if they're nice, they'll be like, no worries. We appreciate the apology. You know, we want to make it very clear to you that like we love our family and we'd love to take them. There's no money issues. There's no problem with them coming. We don't want to pressure our kids like that. They're completely fine.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they don't even have to say all that. It's just, you know, probably to make this person feel better. But at the core, apologize and then expect nothing, because this is not your problem right now.
I'd also make a note to apologize specifically to the Tails, or the daughter
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
situation. Because like, you're kind of also assuming that they're inept and they're not going to be
They
able
couldn't
to
read a
care for
social
themselves.
cue or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is, oof.
All right, you want to vote on this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Decision time.
When it comes to this woman, is she the asshole in this story? 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Yup. Yeah, for
Yup.
sure.
Yeah.
Big yes.
But wait.
All right, let's read the update.
Sweet. I love updates.
Okay. Last night, me and my Greg, like fucking the Steven Universe,
Me and my Greg.
had a long and serious talk about my comments at the dinner, along with some of my past comments. He told me that while in my family, ding, 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 refusing a free trip when you are invited may be seen as noble, in his family, refusing a free trip is seen as stupid.
Correct.
In my family, if someone offers to pay for you, you should always decline no matter what. My parents made me work all through high school and always told me I'd have to get a scholarship to help pay for college because they weren't going to do it. Sorry, your parents were awful.
No, your
I don't know
parents
what to
sound
tell
like
you.
shit.
Sorry. What the fuck? They weren't even going to fill out the fucking FAFSA? They ain't got to pay for too much. I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
It says, it is also a courtesy in my family to not expect help with finances no matter how tough it may get. Only to eat one serving at dinner gatherings, always pay your own way, and voice our opinions no matter what they are. In our family, it's tradition to be a fucking asshole.
No kidding.
It's tradition in our family to just be 4 people who share a roof. We can never count on each other, and we have to be loud and annoying and tell everyone we hate them.
Yep. Opinionated, and we're just blunt.
Sorry that I tell it like it is instead of saying niceties to your face like, I love you and I'm proud of you. All right, here we go. He then went into discussing the trip to France. His mother has extended family who live there, so it's not going to be the first or last time they all go. It'll be the first time they explore the area where the... And then she forgot to fill in the rest of this when writing.
Great.
So even if Tails wasn't old enough to go off on her own or didn't know her way around or the language, she'd be fine. And if his mom and dad wanted alone time, she'd be fine on her own even if they didn't have family there. When me and Greg first started dating and when we were talking about our family history, he told us about how his maternal great-great-grandparents moved to America from France. I was under the impression that everyone from his mother's extended family moved, not just the great-great-grandparents and their children. Apparently, his mother thought my behavior was because I didn't feel welcome by them. Oh.
Oh.
Man, I'm sorry. No, she has a different kind of evil brainworm.
Yeah.
And the dinner was to invite me onto the France trip as a sort of peace offering.
Oh
my God.
Okay.
However, after the father caught me trying to sway tails, he had enough and decided he couldn't take it anymore. No matter what his wife says, he will not tolerate me being around the rest of the family or in their home any longer. This was a shock to the family as the dad doesn't speak much and is quite calm and composed. My boyfriend also showed me the photos from his parents' wedding. It looked like one of the most fairy tale weddings I'd ever seen, held at Chateau Chalane, and explained how they planned on renting the space again and flying out their extended family to celebrate with them because they want to celebrate with everybody. Will take time for themselves later on in the summer. I teared up listening to how his parents met. After graduating high school, his mother spent the summer in France with her family while her dad was visiting with his older brother. He'd struggled with cancer his entire life up to that point. It was supposed to be his dad's last trip before he let himself go because he was tired of all of it. One morning while eating alone at a cafe, he recognized the most beautiful girl he'd ever seen, who'd spent her time helping out her family with their restaurant, running it like it was the Navy, who wasn't afraid to call customers out when they were being unreasonable or downright rude. She's like, it's so beautiful. He was mean to other people. And someone who knew exactly what she wanted and how to get it, the opposite of him. They spent the day together, which inspired the father to continue his treatments, accomplish his goals, and start taking life more seriously so he could be by her side for as long as she'd have him. That is very sweet.
Wow.
His parents always told him and his siblings the only thing in life they value more than each other are their children, and they want to make sure if life ever gets hard for them, they have something to fall back on. He told me he'd be moving back in with his parents until he can find a new apartment. He revoked my invitation to their Christmas trip to Aspen, which we were supposed to be leaving for tonight. I feel like I'm in a Dar Man video right now. What the fuck? First off, correct.
Yeah.
You are sounding like the villain in a Dar Man video.
You're the villain
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Darmon video.
On another note, my friend saw my initial post and gave me an intervention. I will be attending therapy for the foreseeable future. I will update when I unpack what's wrong with me.
It does suck. Like I really do feel bad for the poster because their behavior here is not their own. It's very clearly that this is the product of
the
a
result
lot
of being mistreated. What's the stupid fucking thing you see on Tumblr constantly? Hurt people, hurt people.
Yes, but like
it is true.
That phrase
though.
exists for a reason, you know. So it's gonna suck because, I mean, from at least what I'm reading here, she's going to do the work to unpack this, unlearn all of this shit, and she's going to realize what she gave up and what she ruined, you know? So that sucks. Yikes. But it's not the boyfriend's job to fix her, you know? He greatly offended the family, and it's his call and their call to be like, we don't want to see her anymore, you know?
Right.
Now you have missed out on the trip of a lifetime because you were rude to the family. If you thought this inspiring story was fantastic, make sure to like and subscribe to Dar Man.
And remember, for the truly juicy stories, head to the Patreon. Patreon.com/The Will of the Council.
Will of the Dar Men.
The council has spoken.
All right, this next one's rough. This is another best of Redditor updates. You might be wondering why we're doing these. So Am I the Asshole's actually down for the holiday season.
Yeah,
they close it for a week to give everybody like a week to just be like, okay, all right, let's get back into the swing of things.
God,
and,
people use this subreddit as like a hobby.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that before I started doing this.
Okay. This one's very nice. This is an old one. It is from 2018. My 21M mom 48F found my themed porn collection. And now things are beyond awkward.
Let's go. I'm in.
Oh my God.
No easy way to say this one, other than my mom accidentally stumbled upon my porn collection 2 days ago. This would be a non-issue, except for the fact...
No! I just took my headphones off. I can't hear you guys. Oh God, no.
My porn collection is 400 plus mother-son incest videos, 30 plus mom-son lit erotica stories, a 600 plus image of mom-son Imgur stuff, and even fucking online comics of the same nature.
No.
Oh, disgusting. Which comics specifically? Could you please?
No, I'm grossed out. Can you link them?
I would just like to mention that I don't have any attraction to my mom. Not at all. I can't even think of her sexually because it grosses me out. This is not some broken arms shit. This is a reference to a fucking Reddit story from way back when. That story sickened me, by the way, because it was actual incest, supposedly. But for whatever reason, the mom-son fetish really turns me on, probably because of the taboo aspect, and it's pretty much the only porn I watch. I guess my mom must have used my computer for something and ended up finding what I thought was my well-concealed porn collection. Found out later it was accessed, and once I realized this and the color drained from my face, I knew life was GG. Since then, my mom and I have not made any eye contact and have not exchanged any words beyond her calling me for dinner. I don't even eat at the same table as the rest of my family. I'm just eating in my room. I can't describe the shame and terrible sick feeling I'm experiencing. I feel like crawling in a hole underground for the rest of my life. I don't know if I'll ever have a normal relationship with my mom again, since I have no idea how to even begin resolving this issue. Now my mom probably thinks I want to fuck her or some shit. I should also mention a lot of my porn. Oh, no.
More.
As evidenced by the video titles, has the theme of the son cuckolding the dad by fucking the mom, and now my mom probably thinks I want to cuckold my father and claim her as my wife. I don't think she told my dad because he's been behaving completely normally. Would be hilarious if she did and he's like, oh, well, I have the same fetish. How do I even start to fix this? How do I explain to my mom that my porn collection has nothing to do with her or my dad? How do I convince her that this is true in spite of the 400 plus videos suggesting I want to fuck my mom? Can someone please write a script for me to say before I move to another country and never return? First of all, maybe you should explain to yourself how this porn collection means that you don't want to fuck your mother. Why don't you have a seat over there in the chaise lounge, and I'll just have a little of this cigar, and you can tell me about your mother.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
Okay.
Joseph, you didn't read the name of the poster. You/Oedipus.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's actually become blind. Okay, so real quick, I do want to say I have a personal story about this one.
Oh,
No, you
God
don't. No, you
in
don't.
heaven.
No, you don't.
Okay,
no,
so
you don't.
it's nothing like this, but the short of it is one summer when I was home from college or something,
This summer. Yeah.
I was jacking off in my house.
Sweet. Thanks,
this
man.
must have been a decade ago. And it was because I thought that my family was gone for some reason. They were like at something. My dad was not gone. He had stayed home. And he walked in on me jacking off and he was like, whoa, oh my God, what the fuck?
Whoa!
And he walked in at such an angle that he could see the name of the pornography I was watching. All right. And so it was like stepmom shit. And so I was like, I'm so sorry. You know, I thought you were gone. I didn't want to, sorry that I was whacking off. But like, what can you do? Like, you know, your kid's going to be whacking off. I was like a teenager. And he was like, well, I wasn't weirded out by that. I was weirded out by the content. He was like, that's like gross. And I was like, oh, I don't really know how to describe this to you. For the past 15 years, the entirety of the pornographic industry has completely transformed to be almost exclusively incest stuff.
Yes.
And he was like, what?
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I promise I'm not pulling this out of my ass. And I had to like tell him, I had to be like, basically in like 2011, like I guess as a result of hub sites recognizing like SEO manipulation, they just started flooding every fucking site with like shoehorned in step fucking subplots. And I'm like, I'm not into like stepmom stuff. For me, I was just like, this woman looks attractive. Had nothing to do with the title or the conceit of the thing. And the way the video's cut off, it's not like the introduction is even a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And so he was like, that is very odd. And I was like, I know this sounds crazy, but, unfortunately for my father, I could back it up with evidence. I was like, this is just the way it is.
Yes.
That's a little different than a 400 video exclusively mom and son fucking collection. And notice we're not talking about like a stepmom, stepson thing. This is MS.
Yeah, this is actual like incest fetish shit. Okay, well, this is a situation, if I may jump in here. This is a situation that is so unbelievably awkward, but so easy to fix.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fix. Like, that's the hard thing about these specific types of situations, is because in your head, I mean, the poster's even doing it, right? They're saying, like, life is over. I need to move to a different country. Like, yes, you have found yourself in potentially the most awkward situation of all time, but the bubble is huge, but it's still a bubble. All you got to do is just poke it, and it'll go away. That's it. You just got to say, look, I know what you saw. I promise I am not attracted to you. It's just the type of porn that I like. It has nothing to do with you. I guarantee I do not feel this way about you. I promise you, it's just porn. That's all it is. And then your mom can go, oh, thank God. And then it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you don't even have to say like I like this type of porn. You could just be like, I don't know, I like found like my friend's mom hot or something, or like I found a mom hot and I like moms. And so I
that's
like
a
so that's why it's
genius
there.
level play. That's
right?
so smart.
That's even that. Yeah. Like
You don't have to be like, this
that's
is
a
the type
great one.
of porn I like. Like, no, just you could just be like, hey, I'm sorry, I like this. You know, I grew up and liked this mom, and so that's the thing you saw, which is why there's so much of it. It's just I think it's what I liked, and I couldn't stop. You know, whatever. You can phrase it better, but like it's really just to clarify you don't like your mom.
I think it's as easy as being like, you know, listen, like I don't want to like kill dad and fuck my mom and then poke my eyes out once I learn the horrible truth of the world and the oracle was right the whole time.
okay.
You can just be like, listen, like this is just, it's like a student teacher, like a, you know, sexy nun kind of thing. You know, it's completely fake, not rooted in any reality. I do not feel any attraction to you, obviously. That's gross as hell. It's just, you know, it's just fake ass sex stuff. As little detail as you can give, the better.
Yeah.
You know? And just be like, I just want to reassure you, none of this has anything to do with you. I'm not fucking trying to fuck you or anything. I'm sorry that you found it because it is gross. I'll be honest, you know? And that's that.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
It sucks,
all it
though.
is.
I mean, you're right. It is like the worst conversation you're ever going to have.
Yep. Blows ass. The good thing about it, though, is once you have it, you'll never have to have it again.
Yeah, that's...
And you'll never have to have this discussion again. And you'll never, like, you'll get to stop worrying that she thinks you want to fuck her. Like, you just get to be done with it. That's it.
Yeah.
It does feel insurmountable, though. I empathize with you there. Sorry.
I am like on their side when they're like, I got to kill myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I understand why
I
you
get
think that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you have to, but I would be considering it if it happened to me.
Oh, 100%. Like, I am not saying that I would be, you know, absolved from this feeling. No, 100% I would be just as like, God, someone kill me. I don't have the strength to do it myself. If there's a lightning bolt that can strike me right now, please let it happen. But, you know, it doesn't need to be that way. Just have the chat, and then you're done. That's it.
Decision time.
Okay, so when it comes to the man who can't stop fantasizing about fucking and impregnating his own mother,
Okay, man. Hey, man.
and then the
hey,
dad
dude.
is cuckolded,
Dude.
and then the kid that she pops out is a sexy nun. Are we? What do we think about this one? Is he okay? Is he all right? Is he the asshole? 3, 2, 1.
No.
I mean, it's embarrassing as fuck.
It's
sorry,
embarrassing,
dog.
but you know, that's a lot. By the way, did we talk about that? This is a lot.
I'm so
it's not-
sorry, dude. I feel so bad.
Also, here's the thing. People got to understand about porn. I don't know if this is like just for guys, like that the male experience looking at porn, but I don't even listen. I don't even watch that shit with the sound on. Like, I don't even look at the video title. I see like a boob that I like, and I'm like, I guess this video will work, and then I'm done in like 3 minutes.
Oh, I do need a conceit. I do need there to be like, you know, like a plot.
I need something.
Shut up. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Well, you know,
Bro,
our
I just-
brains are too big. As two sapiosexuals.
I would love to be like
Shut
you
up.
peeps, just be able to be like, oh, woman hot. Ooh,
Literally,
hit
yes.
with club. I don't want to hear that shit.
Booby. yeah,
Me personally, I need to be like, oh man, this guy is like really trying to get over his ex. And this person kind of looks like his ex, but being with them would be really bad because then he would just be reminded of his ex. There's no way they'd be able to have a meaningful sexual relationship without the guy carrying the baggage of his ex the entire time. And then you find out that like the ex never existed, and that was a
Dude,
carefully
this is
crafted
so-
story to get with a hot man.
I've
I mean,
already
I just,
jerked off and finished to a porn video in your explanation of this. Like,
well, sorry that before I see a dick enter an ass, I need to know why.
yeah, no, for me, it is like, find the boob that looks good, click on the video, grab the scroll bar, and get to the part where they're doing it. 30 seconds. And
You're
there we
doing
go.
the like
I'm-
YouTube sponsor skip, but you're like, where's the
literally,
penetration?
You know the crazy part about that?
But
Not that I would
first,
never know this.
Today's
Pornhub-
pornography is made by Raycon.
Okay, but you know what the insane part is? Not that I watch a lot of porn, because I would never do that. But
Yeah.
if I did, they segment it now. So they have the YouTube chapter
Yes.
feature.
Best feature
but
ever.
it showcases what part of the porn
Introduction,
is happening.
deck
so
discussion, doggy
good.
style. There's
Yes.
no way it's like that.
It's literally like this
I'm
portion
pulling up Pornhub
blowjob.
right now. Am I on the wrong site?
This part like sex job. This part
Dude, it's
like
so
leg
good.
job.
Okay, this
Like,
this
it's-
video is called "She Sucks While I'm on Skype." Okay.
Okay.
And it has
Wait, have I
opened an
seen that
ad.
one?
Skip.
I
Wait, why
promise
are there
you
so
that
many ads on this? My ad
It might
blocker
be
stopped
on
working.
mobile only, but I'm pretty sure it.
Oh my
it's
god, you're right. Halfway through this video, there is a mark that says doggy style.
I
Yes,
told you.
so-
This is so good. This is a game changer, dog.
This raw, hardcore anal thrusting is brought to you by Surfshark.
Make sure that your mother who checks your IP history won't be able to.
Man,
Okay.
Literotica is crazy, by the way. I didn't even know
yeah,
that was a word.
nuts.
Well, no, it's a. Okay, well, actually, I'm not going to talk about this one at all. It's not a word. It's a. It's a.
I didn't know. I don't know anything about it.
It's a site.
Oh?
Yeah, Literotica is a
Stop.
site. So when he says
All right.
Literotica stories, he's talking about stories from a site called
All right.
Literotica.
I mean, is it like porn, but like written? Like you have to
I know
read
that's
it?
shocking to you.
That is awful. Oh,
That's-
no.
Okay, many people, a lot of women specifically,
I know,
but many
I'm-
people jerk off like that.
Yes, I know.
Peeps is like, I understand people read. I do get that.
No,
Let's
it's
get
funny.
to the update.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
But wait.
Well, boys, my dad found out and kicked me out of the house.
I knew it.
No!
JK.
Oh, okay.
Things actually turned out pretty well. The day after I
thank God.
posted, I asked my mom if I could explain myself in private. She was a bit reluctant, probably because she thought I would try and seduce her, a la a generic incest porn plot. Listen, buddy, I promise you she is not as familiar with these as you are. There's almost no way.
That's true.
But we agreed and we went for a drive. A drive? Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, huge shout out to you/Dylan Hate. Homeboy gave me the best advice possible. I told her I used to fantasize about
Shut
my
up,
friend's
no
mom.
way.
Danny, did you read
Yes.
this ahead of time?
No, maybe.
Oh, okay, I was
you
going to say
fucking-
no
I
shot.
was like, you're so smart.
I didn't read the update. Not at all. I
oh, okay,
only
never mind.
read-
You are so smart. Fuck.
You're a genius.
I only read the Dylan hate comment. That's it.
Oh, so you did see it.
Okay.
Oh, you fucking fraud.
Fucker.
I told her I used to fantasize about my friend's mom a couple of years ago, and that's what led me to be interested in the genre. This wasn't too far off from the truth, since the friend who I named really does have a hot mom. Classic MILF. And this
Okay,
made my
dude, we
explanation
get
more
it.
believable to my mom, who even acknowledged the friend's mom is gorgeous. Okay, well, shared experience.
Oh,
I
okay.
reiterated several
Okay.
times that my interest in incest porn had nothing to do with being attracted to her or wanting to cuckold my dad. I even admitted I cannot think of her in a sexual way. It makes me nauseous. My mom was beyond relieved to hear this.
Good.
She told me her concern was that I actually wanted to have sex with her, and she did not want to have that conversation, nor had any idea of how to even start it. She was worried I was some sick freak who would try and seduce her and try to turn my porn preferences into reality. She said
Right.
she always thinks of me as her baby, and the idea of her son wanting to fuck her had her head spinning. Again, I told her I was grossed out by an intimate thought of her, and she thanked me. Thankfully, she had not told my dad, but did say if I waited longer, she would have, and I'm relieved we settled this before my dad got involved. I honestly would sooner KO myself, people in 2018, oh my god,
Yep.
than explain to my
That's
dad why I
awesome.
have so
I'm gonna
much
start saying that.
incest cuck porn. Surprisingly, my mom didn't judge me. She told me what a lot of you guys did, that porn preferences are and real desires aren't the same. She said she
Correct.
already knew I masturbated and doesn't care that I enjoy a taboo genre since she knows it has no relationship to reality. She said she's happy we can put this behind us and the awkwardness can end. We got ice cream despite it being winter and there was no tension. Everything is back to normal at my house, and in retrospect, my mom finds it funny how mortified I must have felt. I do think this incident has improved my communication with my mom, though. Don't get any ideas.
Dude.
Since I can tell her about this, there's really nothing I can't talk to her about. She voiced that thought as well. I know a lot of you told me to move, and that's actually been in the works. I'm in grad school and commute from home. It's always fucking people in like college
Yes.
who have to go back for a little bit. Fuck. I feel you, man. I've been meaning to move out for the sake of privacy, and I'll be out of the house by March. I will admit it feels weird to jerk it to mom-son porn in my house, knowing my mom is aware of my fetish. I would feel more comfortable doing such in my own place. Some of you have suggested I have a porn addiction. Oh,
Oh my
2018.
Lord.
Everyone
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
dude, you got a porn addiction. I just want to say this isn't true. The collection started 2 years ago. I've been adding to it every now and then. I don't spend any time reviewing all my stuff. I spend maybe 1 to 2 hours a week looking at porn, and I jerk off 4 or 5 times a week. And I know some of you said I need therapy because unresolved mommy issues. I just want to say I'm good. It's a surprisingly common fetish. I'm sorry. This is such a hilarious concept. You need to go to therapy because you want to fuck your mother and kill your dad. Oh, well, welcome to the fucking club. Yeah. Like, oh,
welcome to the world.
What do you think psychoanalyst is? Come on.
So fucking I hate, oh my God.
You need to go to therapy because you want to fuck MILFs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Like, okay, there's a lot of truth to what Jordan said
of?
earlier about, like, I see a boob, I jerk off. Like, a lot of, like, the shady porn or whatever where there's this stupid fetish. Sometimes you're just like, I don't care about all that. Can I just, like, watch the sex?
That's what happened to me. Oh, my God. All right, that's it for me, boys. If you thought this would end in a broken arms, I fuck my mom situation, then perhaps you may also enjoy the genre. Again, thanks to Dylan Haight for the life-saving advice. If it weren't for you, it would be GG for me.
God, the GGs and the knockout.
2018. Oh, man, that's... I'm glad he got out of it.
By the way, I'm glad we talked about this one. I won't spend too long here. But to extrapolate this extremely awkward story to an awkward situation that you, listener, might have, the human brain makes mountain out of molehills a lot of times. I guarantee if there was something that like you're dealing with that is an awkward situation in your mind, it might even be an awkward situation for the other person or persons too, but just talk about it. Like, just bring it up, get it over with. It's so easy. Your life will be so much better. Just, oh yeah.
If they're just stewing in their own brain juices, they're going to think it's a million times worse anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now, okay, so that's true for most people, but for you specifically,
who, me?
that is not true. No, the listener.
Oh,
they do all hate you. They know exactly what you are.
Yes. Yes.
No, that's okay.
The council has spoken.
This last one comes from r/relationships. I, F23, blew up at my Entourage obsessed boyfriend, M23 of 2 years.
Like,
the movie?
is that a what the
show?
Like,
are you familiar with the show Entourage?
Yeah, sorry, I meant show. Yes.
You all know what it is?
I don't know what it is, but all I know is that it's a TV show. That's it, really.
Yeah, it's like a comedy with a bunch of like shitty guys. Like they just act shitty. They're like a squad.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
It was big in like the aughts.
Okay. I'm like Googling this now. Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, let me refamiliarize myself. I've never watched it, but
You don't remember people talking about Turtle?
no. I've heard a lot about the show.
No, literally no.
Actually, I'm looking it up now. There's 8 seasons of Entourage? I thought there were 2. That's insane.
I don't know most of these actors either. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Isn't
Anyway.
Seth Green in it? Like Family Guy Seth Green?
No, I don't think
Or am
so.
I crazy?
I don't see him. I'm looking at
I
it
guess
up.
I'm stupid.
Yeah, I don't see him here.
Wow, this was on from 2004 to 2011.
Dang. Man, TV was crazy.
Yeah, no. Seth Green's in it a lot.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth Green. Okay. Had a different person in my head.
Yeah, not Seth MacFarlane. Sorry, I said Family Guy Seth. I realize there's 2 of them. There's Chris and there's the guy who does the rest of the voices.
All right.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so me, F23, and my boyfriend, M23, of 2 years have been long distance for quite some time. Break up. Quite a long distance, think across the country. I'm in grad school right now, and my boyfriend has been nice enough to fly and see me for 1 weekend a month. What the fuck?
Wait, I'm in grad school right now. My boyfriend has been nice enough to fly and see me for a weekend a month. Wow.
That's
very nice.
Rich.
Rich.
Now I'm on winter break, and I was excited to be the one to fly down and have a whole week with him, which I haven't in a while. So for some background, I'm very extroverted, and he is more introverted. Also, he gets into these obsessions with a show. Right now, it's Entourage. Y'all know anyone like this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, sometimes it's me.
I guess I will say during periods in which I'm very stressed, I get really into kitchen nightmares. Like I have to watch Kitchen Nightmares on one of my 2 screens, and like I'll do my work in the other one, and the other one it'll be like, your kitchen is one of the most gay shit places I've ever had the displeasure of eating. And there will be like, the hostess will be off to the side like, I told him.
Yeah.
And the owner will be like, what are you talking about, you British buffoon?
Just imagining you like while all this
And
happening.
I'm like sweating. I'm like,
Hey everybody, this is Joseph, aka MBT, and back at it again for another episode.
It's never Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. It's always on because like it's like tax season, and I'm like, like I haven't showered in a week, and I'm staring at a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's
You've
Doom
got no
playthroughs.
idea how to make a piece of toast, let alone a beef Wellington. You fucking tell him. Gordon.
Yes, ask Gordon. It's funny how that's how he relaxes.
How am I going to
to
deduct
Gordon Ramsay?
a box of cholesterol's? All right. Anyway, okay. While I'm here, he's been at work from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Obviously, he can't help it, but I spend the whole day sitting and waiting for him to get back, and I'm super excited to spend time with him. He is dating a dog. I've also been trying to do house stuff during the day to make life easier for him, like cooking and cleaning. The problem is, after work, he makes a beeline for the TV and wants to watch 3 to 4 episodes of Entourage. Now, to be fair, each episode is like 20 to 30 minutes and not an hour, thank goodness, every single night. I get he's tired after work, but I'd at least appreciate if he offered to watch something we both like, which he's refused, citing it's his alone time. I'm itching to hang out all day and it hurts my feelings. To be fair, he does do activities with me for an hour or two most nights. I feel like little quality time has been spent because some of the activities were not super interactive. This one rocks. It's just like, okay, listen, we did some activities, but they were not sufficient stimulation.
Wait.
All
right.
No,
Just
okay.
keep
I don't
going.
want to. Let's keep going. I won't
It's
jump
just
in
very
on that.
dog coded. All right.
Shut-
okay.
oh my
Anyways,
God.
I blew up at him today after he refused to watch anything but Entourage for the 5th night I've been here. He got angry right back, saying it's been maximum an hour and a half a day, and to quote, this rocks, quote, look at the empirical evidence, end quote. In my opinion, it's still hurtful after I've been alone all day just so I can be with him in the evening, and I'd be perfectly fine and quiet if you wanted to relax with a different TV show I enjoy too. I don't even like TV much, but I understand he likes it to unwind. It would be different if we lived together, but I'm only here for a week. He's acting like I'm crazy for this, and I'm not sure how to navigate it.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I have thoughts.
Me too.
I bet you do.
No, I know. I jumped in first on the last one. Let me. Somebody else start while I iron this out in my brain.
Yeah. So
Sure.
I think that a guy who works all day, then comes home, I think it's okay to have some time to decompress. And this is something that I've had to kind of deal with in my own relationships, is like, it can feel bad to be like, now's my free time, and someone who's been waiting all day to hang out with you is like, and now we're not going to hang out. And it's like, do you just need some time to myself? 4 episodes of Entourage, that's a lot of time, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. 21 times 4 is what, like an hour and a half. He is right there. It is a little different because it's not like they live together and are doing this every day.
Correct.
It's like
God,
she is here for
I was waiting
a
for you to
week.
get there. Yep. Oh.
She's here for a week, and like, she isn't doing anything while you're at work. It's not like she is working and then both of you are off work and then you hang out. She doesn't have anything to do. And then you get off work and go, Entourage time, bitch. And then you hang out at 8 for, I mean, if you are working from 9:30, probably 3 hours max.
Yep.
Like, that does suck. I don't know. I've been in positions where I was in a long distance relationship, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. If you are in a long distance relationship and one person makes a big deal out of coming to visit you for an extended period of time, you don't keep to your normal schedule, right?
Correct.
You kind of upend your life to spend the maximum amount of time with them, because after they leave, you're going to be calling them on Discord. Like, that's how you're going to interact, right?
Oh my gosh. It's the context is so important. Go ahead, Danny.
No, it's just correct. And the ask is so low. She doesn't even mind watching TV.
He's already seen Entourage. Don't watch the Entourage episodes you've already seen.
Like, I understand it. Maybe it's your comfort show. Maybe you have to do it to feel good, whatever. Put it on freaking pause for a week. Is it that hard? You can still watch TV. It's just to be like, you know, any other show. Like, I love that she's like, can we watch a show we both like? And he's like, no. Like,
Alpha Riz.
Okay. So we'll watch Entourage? Yes. Okay.
I just like, that's the thing. I'm going to jump back to what you said, Joseph, because it was such a great point. It's like, yes, when the guy, or when anybody, when they're at work and they need to decompress, it's nice to have a decompression activity, okay? This is a thing you do with a partner that you live with and you have lived with for a long time, right? You both have routines that you operate in sort of parallel to each other and then with each other at different points. You kind of ebb and flow about like living together separately and living together. Does that make sense? Like there are two different, it's just two different modes of being with your significant other, whether it be your girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, husband, whatever. You know, when you live together, that's just like a different mode of being that you adopt since you're in the same space with each other all the time. But this is completely different. She probably wanted this to be like a special thing. You have this time together for a week. Bro, buy flowers and like go down on her or something. I don't know.
And literally anything.
Bro,
literally
why do you want to
anything.
watch Entourage if a person I have not a lot
Honestly,
living with?
what would Turtle say about this?
Yeah, like okay, like am I crazy?
No, you're
just,
not. You're not crazy at all. The fact that he goes and argues that there's empirical evidence that they haven't spent that much time watching the same damn show every week. Like, dude, it's not about the logical like number. It's only been 97 minutes. It doesn't matter. You have spent a considerable amount of time, whether it's 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 120, doing the same thing each night, and she's doing nothing for like 6 hours while you're working. Like,
you know what you should get her to do? You should get her to watch Entourage for you and gives you like the Cliff's Notes. Babe, I want to spend time with you, but I got to know what the gang is up to. So you got to tell me.
I don't know.
So this episode,
so they met up with Seth Green again, and they all got fucking hammered, and you know what kind of hijinks they got into, of course, after that.
And it's not always about sex. Like I'm not saying that was said as a joke.
No, of course, but that's one of the many things.
Yes, she wants quality time. And like, if that's something that she wants so badly, and she's just directly telling you, like, no, I want to, like, spend more quality time together, then, like, I don't even know how this is a problem when she's just there for a week, and then you're not going to see her that, do you even want to be? Never mind. I think
it is absolutely, like, vital for long-distance relationships to be like, what is our plans? How are we doing stuff when you come over? And talking about like the fun things you want to do, because that's personally, I think that's fun. And understanding that when you're like long distance like that, the time you can be together is so important.
Yes.
Like it goes even beyond just like I want quality time in our relationships. Like, no, this is, I want to date you while I'm here.
Yes.
You know, like, because I don't get to.
Yes.
Right? Because like this is very different, because she mentions this, and I feel like all of us have dealt with or have been in relationships where we've had to kind of communicate like, okay, how do we balance quality time and work and all these things, right? Different. So different from you're here for a week. You know, that's just, it should be like fun time all the time, because you don't get to see them again. It's natural. It's instinctive for you to be like, I'm going to upend my schedule and just, you know, do whatever with you because you're only here for a week. And then we're back to our normal, like, not with you lives, which means you get to just watch Entourage for 8 hours, which is fine. I don't know. It's just so funny.
It's bizarre.
Look at the
to me.
empirical evidence. Look at my fucking fist in your mouth.
So stupid, bro. Like,
God, shut up.
I don't know.
She loves you or something, or likes you. Come on.
I will say this, guys, you know that old adage? It's like, if you're being chased by a bear, you don't have to outrun the bear. You have to outrun the other guy.
Yep.
If running from a bear is getting pussy, this is the man you must outrun.
Yep.
All
That's
you have
so
to do
true.
is when your Discord neat GF comes to visit you for a week, you have to pay attention to her when you get off work instead of watching 4 episodes of Entourage back to back to back to back. You could get off work if you're this girl's rebound, and she'll be like, I'll just wait here while you watch Entourage, and you'd be like, no, let's go get dinner, and she would probably cry.
Yes.
I know I would. If someone watched Entourage in front of me, that next relationship, it would be so easy. The bar is on the floor, guys. All you got to do is better than this.
It's just
The bar is, this is crazy, because it's like he's coming home like, ugh, and like my bitch wife won't let me watch Blue. Like, and Blue
My
is
bitch wife
Entourage.
I never see.
Yeah. Like, no, we haven't spent that long watching it. It's like, do you hear yourself? This is for Entourage. Like, seriously?
I just like, you've been dating 2 years, long distance. How are you bored? I'm extrapolating so much because I know he's a guy that values alone time. I understand that. But
Sure, we can all understand that. We can understand and empathize with those things.
you have to make yourself uncomfortable for your partner sometimes. And this is one of those situations where but it's not even.
Like, is it even uncomfortable?
I know,
you
that's
can
the
make
thing, I
a fun,
can't empathize
comfortable
with it.
situation with you. You should be excited.
Or like find a new show to watch together. I'm even saying this. I know my wife is going to listen to this. Is going to be like, well, you never want to watch TV. And it's true. I'm awful I'm terrible at finding shows to watch. But like, there are fun shows you can watch together. We've been watching Monk every now and then. That show, amazing.
I've heard Monk's great.
It's so good. I would have never watched it if it wasn't for my wonderful wife who had it on the TV. And I would sit on the couch and spend time with her and just jump in the middle of the show and watch it out of nowhere. It's great. Why is it so hard to do?
You couldn't watch Entourage for the 7th
No,
time in a row?
I didn't want to watch Orange when she was watching Blue. It's
right.
Like, I just, man, God, I don't get
It's
it.
a great one. God, I love this post. The more I read it, the more it's awesome.
The empirical data thing is just like,
I just keep lasering it on
it's
that.
an ice pick in my
Saying-
frontal lobe, dude. I just can't
I
get
blew
it
up at him today after he refused to watch anything but Entourage for the 5th night. 5 nights
Five
of Entourage.
nights
It's
at
5 nights at Freddy's,
Entourage.
but it's 5 nights at Entourage.
How does he have to watch Entourage? Like, it's not a new show. I'm just kind of, because Entourage has been off the air for a decade now.
Entourage has been canceled for a while now. Why are they
I
fighting
don't
over
understand, dude. I like what is the?
Well,
Oh
okay,
my
it's
god.
a comfort show. It's like, I mean,
Ed and Nettie have been off the show
no,
for
hold
years.
on. I know you guys have comfort shows or comfort YouTube videos.
I told you about one at the beginning of this thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
sure.
know. I'm not going to josh him for that. What I'm going to josh him for is the fact that he can't get away from it while his girlfriend is there for a week. And they, yeah, whatever.
Okay, but if it was like, Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, then I'd be a little more forgiving.
Yeah, well, not Overwatch, but Marvel Rivals. Sure.
Being like a gamer, like
Yeah.
he was playing Marvel Rivals for the 5th night, and I go, not the asshole.
No, I get it, bro.
All right, are you ready to vote on this one?
Yeah.
Decision time.
All right, when it comes to this girl who just won't let the man watch fucking Entourage,
Let him
is
watch.
she the asshole? 3, 2, 1.
No.
No.
Oh my God.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
no.
The council has spoken.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Anyone got anything to say?
Hold on, I'm trying to weave in a joke about how
Right.
I'm getting like
You know,
face
Turtle was
tattoos.
actually the original soulful fat white boy.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
All right. Bye everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.